Welcome to Today with Us. Welcome to our first episode. We are excited, nervous, very nervous,
scared.
We've never done this. We've joked about having a YouTube channel / podcast
Forever.
And we never thought we would be here. So, but we did it. We got stuff. We got lights. We got drinks. We got blankets.
Try to be as legit as we can.
Yeah.
So,
we're really excited about these chairs. They're cute. They're fashionable. So it'll be exciting. So thank you for coming on the journey with us. We appreciate it. It's going to be fun.
Grab a drink. Come join us on the ride.
So, hi, I'm Fani. I am in my late 30s.
Middle age.
Yes. I tried to say mid-30s.
Late 30s.
I've been corrected multiple times. I am the youngest daughter of 5 kids. I am an age gap child. I am her sister. Oh gosh. No, I'm her aunt-in-law.
It feels like a sister though, because our age gap is so little.
Yeah. We forget what to tell people. So sometimes we say sister cousins. It's weird. Not sister wives. That's the only thing you have to know.
She is my aunt-in-law.
Aunt-in-law.
On
yes.
paper.
So my nephew is her husband.
Correct.
And that is sort of what started our friendship, that connection. And we've been friends now for 20-ish years. Yeah. I went to Georgia Tech. Someone went to the opposite school. I was born in Central America, and I came here when I was little, about 3, with my mom, who came to hang out with my sister. And then my sister ended up having kids. So we wanted to stay and see them grow up. And one of those kids is her husband.
Yeah.
And so we've been friends for a long time, 20 years now almost.
Which is insane to say.
Yeah. It's gone by really fast.
Oh my gosh. 20 years.
So Kathy, tell us about you.
I'm also in my 30s, although not as old as Fani. Look at this. I was born in Vietnam. Lived in Canada for a bit. I don't remember when I moved. Probably when I was like 7 or 8. And then we moved again to the US. Which is when we met, but that's another story for later. That's a long one. Gotta
Going
ease you
slowly.
in.
Yeah.
I'm a mom. I have multiple kids. Married to her nephew. I work in healthcare.
Which is good that she works in healthcare, because I am a caretaker for my mother, and so she's in her 80s. And so it's really good to have feedback, information from her and her husband on what I should do and how to proceed with things. Thankfully, she's been in good health most of the time, but it's really good to have a sounding board that has the logic, the facts behind it, as well as the emotion. But I can handle the emotion part. We together were able to make good decisions, and so I appreciate the knowledge that they have in healthcare. And then we are from the South, so I don't know if you can tell from our accents.
I don't think we have one.
I don't think we do. Yeah, people tell us I don't have an accent. They can't figure it out. I can say probably some very Southern words.
Yeah.
Eventually comes out. But we've lived here most of our lives.
I don't think if we were to go places, I don't think people would be like, oh, you're from, such state.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Definitely American, but
yeah.
They can identify
sure. Yeah.
In terms of like where in the South or where in the US.
We're in pretty deep South too.
Yeah, but it's true. Semi-rural, suburbia mixed in there.
Yeah.
Which we like. We like not being in a big city. We had to go shopping a few weeks ago. We had to drive a little bit to get to a decent shopping. But that's a fun excuse to be able to go out. We had a great time.
And it wasn't that bad of a drive. Like, where we live, it's, I would say rural, but it's not at the same time. Like, we have plenty of, like, diversity stuff here. Like, Asian restaurants, Mexican restaurants. I mean, like, I would say we have pretty much everything that a big city would.
You just need an Asian market.
Yes,
a big Asian market. That's what we're missing.
I would.
Yeah. It's I'm sure it's coming. It'll be here soon.
It
a lot of stuff has grown a lot. Yeah. Even in the 5 years that we've been here.
Yeah.
I've been here a little shorter than they have. It's grown a lot, and we love it. Like, it's been great to feel like we can go places where we used to live had so much traffic. It's a lot more like work to go places.
Yeah.
Here you can get anywhere in 20 minutes.
Correct.
So that is
for
lovely. Now. Yeah, for now. So we appreciate that. I actually came to live here because they moved here. We decided to move when I decided to go full-time remote. That was one of the big things of going remote. Both your husband, we're gonna have to put a fake name for him or something. My nephew, it's weird. We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Both of them had mentioned that why don't I move here if we're gonna be full-time remote, and so I proposed that to my mom, and I was like, "What do you think?" And she absolutely was like, "Yes." 100% yes. Did not hesitate. Did not look back. So like 2 months later, we moved.
Also, another crazy story.
Yeah. We'll get to that one too.
We'll have to talk about the whole moving process later, but
and the day of and everything.
That was wild.
And choosing this house almost sight unseen.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that in one of our stories soon. And so, yeah, we decided to move. That was the first move I've ever really made on my own with, and my mom and her. The biggest thing was to move all her healthcare needs, and seeing that this place could match what we needed, and it did, which was fantastic. And we love the care that she actually gets here more because it's so centralized. I can look up her records everywhere. It's a lot easier than in a bigger city where it's very, very disjointed and it doesn't have all that information. So that's key.
That's also why we also decided to settle here, because it's got like that small city vibe, that small, like, not oversaturated traffic, but it's got such a good health community. We have like a bunch of specialists,
educated people, which is good.
And even if we needed like super duper specialized care, it's not that far of a drive, and we have options.
It's still accessible,
up or down. It doesn't matter which way we go. It's still very accessible. So that's really good.
So our next thing that we want to talk about is kind of how we grew up a little bit of background for us. So, Katy, how was it growing up for you?
Oh gosh, how much time do we have? So, oh gosh, I don't want to give that long of a story, but I'll try to make it interesting. I grew up, so the big first chunk of my life, of course, was in Vietnam. Surprisingly, my parents got divorced when I was like 1, I think. So I never really had that like full family feeling. I never lived with my dad nor my mom. I lived with my mom on like the weekends. So I only saw her like twice a week. Most of the time I lived with like extended family members. So, and then my dad was never around. And then when we moved to Canada, it was just me and my mom, because she had gotten remarried. And then that experience moving to Canada, that will probably have to be a segment on its own.
Canada.
Because, I mean, there's so many things I want to talk about Canada. It's such a good place. But that was a huge culture shock. And then when we moved here, that's when I started high school. So I moved to the U.S. again, went through immigration twice. So yeah, I got here when I had just started high school. So culture shock number 2.
Languages.
Oh my gosh, the amount of language. I learned French when I moved to Canada. And then when I moved here, I had to learn English. And then I met her nephew, and now I'm learning Spanish. And so it's been like every day I'm like, how did I go through so much? Like I'm so young, but like I just have like so much memory, and like the immigration process and just adapting to a new country. And I know people do it all the time, but it's just like when you look back at your own life, you're like, you're like, you remember that, but you don't remember it at the same time. And it's like,
feels like flashes of those memories. Yeah.
Like I have flashbacks of certain like core memories, I guess. But it's like, it's a lot. And I'm just still shook. That's like right now, this is where I am. And like, ow.
I know. I think about that sometimes too. It's like, how did we all end up where we end up? So, I always think about like people who were in New York in the 1800s, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna go move out to Oregon."
Yeah, right.
And then they stop somewhere because they're like, you know what, this is too much forest, so I can't move forward. So then they end up in Iowa.
And it's so crazy.
I just find that fascinating. I love history. So yes, trying to see
you
migration
immigrated
patterns
as well, right?
Yes,
and then you moved out of state. So how was that?
So for me, I think both of us were moved, so we never had a choice in the situation, right? So and that happens with a lot of immigrant children that they're little, they're 3, 4, 5 years old, no choice in the matter. So and thankfully we both have our citizenship, so we are protected in that way. But a lot of people don't have that. We were able to access that through our familial ties, which was a huge blessing, and that's. That has shaped our life. We were able to go to college. We were able to have careers via that. A lot of people don't have access to that, and it's a long process. Ours took like 11 years for me and my mom to have citizenship. I'm sure yours was also very long and tedious with yours. And so, but yeah, we moved from Central America, Costa Rica, to Miami for a little while. I was in Hurricane Andrew, so I'll give you a picture of that.
Andrew survivor.
Here's a picture. I have a little flyer that they gave me of success of surviving. So I'll put that on the screen. And then we moved up to another state from there, and that's kind of was where I grew up for 20-ish years of my life, and it was great. It was a good childhood for the most part. I grew up with my nephews as a peer, but with a little bit of power because I was their aunt. So it was a kind of weird dynamic. And my sister and my siblings are actually 20 years older than me. So that's a whole other power dynamic. It's very awkward.
Modern family.
Yeah, it's very weird. And so, but mom lives with me. So that is something that is kind of common, but not in terms of like the female of families end up taking care of their mom. But I'm also the youngest, which has more responsibility than the rest. So that's a weird dynamic.
But it's weird because at least in the Asian culture, it's usually the oldest.
Right.
My mom's name is my sister. But yeah, in our culture, like the parents usually stay with the oldest.
Mm-hmm. So, and does it matter the gender?
I don't think so. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think so. Usually, it's like the firstborn.
Yeah, I can see that.
That takes over that. But I don't know. Also, a lot of Asian families usually firstborns are boys. I don't know why.
Well, there was a lot of history with prioritizing and preference to males. And maybe it's evolving. That's true. Because we, now where we are, and even 20 years, is very different than it was like 50 years ago, 100 years ago, in terms of like those cultures.
Yeah.
And the distance that people are moving is so significant. Because before you would have just stayed in Vietnam.
Yeah.
If I stayed in the same city or the same like region, not like traveled so many different places,
especially like uprooting
with everyone.
Like your parents, and moving. It's just not common. So
we're creating trends, and changing how culture is and stuff. So, but that's what we've been able to bond through that a little bit of like the different cultures, still having memories of the past of where we used to live, and learning languages and our education. All that has kind of blended, and I think brings us together that we could talk about things and relate a little bit more to those who have only been in the U.S., only learn one language for majority of the time. Mm-hmm. Even if they have a college grad education, like they still don't have the other components of that. So I think that has helped us kind of bond and talk through things, and we enjoy it.
But it's funny because for the first year or two, I would even say the first few years that I started dating your nephew, we came into like no contact at all. We had no interaction.
Yeah, I was in college.
You were in college. We were in high school, and I was at the time I was rarely, you know, out and about because I still live with my sister, and so I didn't, you know, I didn't get to see my husband that much then, and yeah, so it took us like for us to have so much in common and like how close we are now. Like it just took so long for us to be like, oh, you like Taylor Swift too? Me too. You like Friends? Me too. Like it just took so long.
And I wonder if how much of that was like we were surviving, right? Like we were trying to get through high school, through college.
Yeah, that
like
too.
I started my first job, and you guys happened to move to the city that I was working, so we saw each other a little bit, but not too much. Like so that relationship was hard to like say that we were like close from the beginning because we weren't.
Yeah.
But like over time we grew together, and then like once you were married into the family, you were there more. But then you guys went away for your
grad school. And, all these things. So there was always something.
Yeah, and then finally here, and where we previously lived, we were able to see each other more and spend time and go grocery shopping. And you guys always came to see mom, abuela. So that was great. And then now that we live closer, I think all those ties bring us together to see each other multiple times a month.
Yeah.
And then spending time, and then I think my nephew, her husband, wants to spend time with his grandmother before she passes. So that, I think, has brought us all together, especially with your little ones, trying to get them to know her and get to know who she is and spend time with her. And she loves spending time with them. So I think all of that to get time together has kind of built our friendship over time. And so, which kind of brought us to here of being able to talk through it. Her husband was like, "What are y'all doing?"
He still makes fun of it because like for the longest anytime we had semi deep of a conversation, we'd be like and subscribe, make sure you click subscribe below, and now we get to do it for real. And so
yeah, like and subscribe.
No, yeah, for sure. But it's just funny that like, you know, we've been talking about it all this time, and that's why are we doing this, honey?
Well, I think it's a creative outlet for both of us. I love this kind of stuff. Like it's, you know, adjacent to my marketing. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, mostly true crime, because that's a fascination of mine.
That's another.
Yeah, but when we were thinking about this, I was like, I don't want to get into that space. That is a lot of detail, a lot of research, and I love learning about it. I don't think you would share as much of that with me. And I don't.
Not a psycho.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it'd be very morbid for you in that regard, especially with healthcare. Like I think it's too. You already encounter a lot of hard things. There's no need for you guys to.
I'm also a scaredy cat, so I don't like to know
it.
about crimes and stuff.
Yeah.
I just enough to be aware.
Yeah.
But I don't like knowing like serial killer names. I'm not that passionate about it.
Right. And so that's not a topic that we want to really talk about. Like, we might do news every now and then.
Here and there, yeah.
We have a whole list of topics that we will share with you guys. I have a little mock-ups of what we want to do, just topic-wise. So it's still very broad of what we're going to do. We'll probably do like beauty, lifestyle, culture, personal experiences, reactions every now and then. I do want to do some like Reddit reactions with her, or like share stories and see how we go. Oh, I thought of another one about Taylor Swift because we love her. Yeah, is that since you don't know as much of her history in terms of like her music, and I don't know some of the music that you listen to, like BTS, we could pick like a song that each of us could listen to, and then we talk about it. Yeah, so that's something that way we can. And you can do like a background on just that song, and I do a background on just the Taylor Swift song, and then we could share that. So that's things like that is what we're gonna talk about.
And we're gonna travel.
We're gonna travel. We're gonna vlog.
Yeah, we're gonna vlog. Totally.
We're going to a concert, and that was exciting. One of our biggest bonding times that we did was we went to New York 2 or 3 years ago. 3 years ago, and that was really hard for her because she had just had one of her children, and so that was like her first real trip, like leaving any of your kids at that point.
I never sleep away from my children.
She slept the whole night.
And at that point, like with multiple kids in, like I had forgotten what it was like to function without little
sleep
people.
The whole night,
And oh my God, that was one of the best sleep I've had. Like in years.
Yeah, she did not move, get out of bed at all. It was, we ate so
and
much
we
food.
Walked a ton.
It was amazing.
Oh my gosh.
It was kind of our dream trip. It was so wonderful, and we had a great time. It was so much fun.
We're doing it again this
year.
we're
going to do it again. We're trying to make this a thing that we do. So we already have another trip on the books. I'm so excited. And then I'll be traveling before that to a wedding in the UK.
You'll have to vlog that one too.
No, we'll see. So we're excited. We have things that we have in mind that we want to do. So we're excited to bring you guys along. I think the other piece of this is like sort of like therapy to some extent.
Yes.
Just like talking through things in a more formal way. Not formal in the sense that we're gonna like discuss and break it down diagnoses. Not like that. More like, oh wow, this has happened to us. Like, what do we learn from it? What can we share with our experiences? Like
a self-reflection. Yeah,
and like how are we growing, and how can we move forward with some stuff? Maybe that will help you guys too.
I also think this, at least for me, it's just something different for me to do. I'm sure it's a good break for you as well. Like every day, it's like work, family,
taking care of things,
dogs,
people, old people,
correct,
young people, babies,
paying bills. Like it just gets so mundane every day that like we're like, why don't we just do this? Like, because we talk like this, anyway.
But we never talk like this long, like periods of time. Like because we don't have time.
Because we don't have the time. We've always had distractions, whether kids or mom, husbands, dog. I mean, there's always something that prevented us from truly just sit down and chill with our drink and just talk and relax. So to me, this is like a good getaway from my everyday life routine.
Yeah, and so we're formalizing it, right, through this podcast to make it a thing, or not podcast / YouTube channel, whatever, to make it a thing. So we have something to focus on, something to like framework to work around, and it's still fun and light because we talk about makeup, for example, a lot. So that's gonna be something we want to share.
Stay tuned for that too.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. So we can share these things. We'll text back and forth about that stuff. Be like, oh, I tried this, I tried that. So, or this happened with mom, or this happened with her kids. Like, we talk about those things but we can all, I feel like it's very short, right? Because text messages or like things are happening, decisions are made, but we never process that. Yeah. So we want to do a little bit of that, of like, and connect events. I feel like we're like, oh yeah, that happened before. Now that makes more sense now. Things like that, like, so, but it's still in a relaxed, cozy setting. So we're excited. So I'm excited for you guys to come along, like and subscribe. We think we're going to call ourselves the Sip Talkers. I think that'll be fun. We've been talking about, like, I know people have followings. We're not there yet, obviously. But I thought she thought that would be a cute name. That was your idea.
We're being proactive.
Yeah, and you can see from our title cards and our marketing, like, we're standardizing this. This is going to look adorable.
This is where our OCD comes in. Good use.
Yeah. For a long time, she didn't understand what I did as a job. She was like, marketing. I don't understand.
This is your new computer.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm the cat. I'm the cat meme.
The cat meme.
Yeah, pretty much. I have like 3 screens in my office. It's awesome, but still, they don't understand what I do, right? And so now I think she's
you're a shit monster.
Exactly. So now I think you understand more of what I do and what I do and how I do it. And you're like, oh, because none of the stuff that I created so quickly, I don't think you would have done that fast and that like cohesive.
I still don't understand.
I did do a branding template and a branding palette for our colors and everything.
Above and beyond.
I'm very excited about this. This is fun. And so, so we're excited for that. And I think one thing that we decided that we're going to end each of our segments is what we're wearing in terms of makeup. Because it's something we enjoy and it's fun, it's light. And
people, I don't know, I say people like we're going to have a ton of people. Right. But I feel like there's always someone who's like, oh, I wonder what she's wearing.
Right.
And stuff. So,
and I love lipstick, for example. She does not. So we're trying new things to like, push each other a little bit to be like, why don't you want to try it? And so and now that we have like a careers and money, we can put a little bit of money towards that, which before I didn't care about any of that stuff. Same. Or I didn't have the money to care, I guess I should say.
Same.
So now I can put a little more money and enjoy it. Today, Christian Dior foundation, the stick version, which I like. It's a little easier to put on sometimes than the liquid foundation. And so I have a stick version on, and I have Basma blush. And then I also put on top of that McGrath Labs. She has like a combination of like blush and bronzer and highlighter. So I have that. My lips is Pat McGrath lipstick as well, lined by another, I think maybe just a regular like pink lip liner, but the Pat McGrath red. This is the one that Taylor Swift wears as well, because I love red lipstick. I have so many red lipsticks. It's an obsession a little bit. But this is like the blue red, which is really nice tone, and then just Natasha and Denona on my eyes. So I'll put those products on there. Yeah, and I am probably medium or fair light. No, fair medium, somewhere in there. It depends on the foundation.
You were cool light. Cool.
Oh yeah, cool red. I'll put what it is. But I'm saying like my face. Oh. Like my tone and skin tone. Because I'm not like olive skin. Like you're more olive skin than I am. So we just thought that we would have like different skin tones slightly. Like her from the Asian perspective, mine from the Hispanic perspective of our skin that we could share. And so like if that way you guys are interested in those stuff too, you can try them out. But we're going to try different stuff kind of each week of what to wear. I know you just got House Labs recently. So
this is Nars.
Oh yeah, what is yours?
I'm wearing the Nars, oh gosh, light reflecting foundation. Okay. I think.
We'll give you the exact ones that we're wearing.
Don't ask me names because everything sounds the same to me.
Yeah, I'll put that in we'll take a screenshot and send it to me now.
Yeah. Blush is the Milani blush, which I love. Oh, yeah. It's like that. I've come to find out that I don't love powdery stuff just because I don't like the chalky feeling. So this is like the Milani blush is like a creamy, balmy version. So I like that.
She likes more natural from what I've noticed overall.
I'm trying to branch out and be like
trying to make her bold.
It's red lipstick like her, but slowly but surely.
One day you will see with bright red.
Yeah. I can't pull it off like you and T Swift though. I guess complexion. Lips, I don't remember. I think it's the Fwee balm. It's a Korean beauty one.
Yeah, I'm excited to explore more Korean beauty stuff with you.
Oh, I love my K-beauty stuff.
Yeah, you've shown me some stuff which has been pretty cool.
And I think that's all I have. I think eyeshadow, that's also K-beauty, the CLIO palette. But we'll put more details in the description and y'all try it out and let us know. Yeah.
So that's it. Thank you for coming to our first episode.
Our very first episode. This is gonna look so awkward. I feel like
crazy.
A few months from now, when we're a little bit more seasoned and that we know what the heck we're doing, we can look back on this and be like, wow.
I can't believe we did that. I can't believe we started that.
We've evolved.
Yeah. I don't know how often we're going to post. And we want to be consistent. So we're going to try have schedule and go from there.
As consistent as we can with our crazy, crazy lives.
Yeah. And then we're also going to figure out the doggies. Sometimes we might have to let them in. I don't know. It's a force of nature that we have no control over. Even though we try. We put so many things in barriers so that they don't come in. And they're all different size dogs. That's hard too. You can hear my little corgi. Oh my gosh. He's adorable though. So you will have to meet him at some point.
Benji, down. Benji, get down.
Oh my goodness.
So bear with us.
Yes.
We're going to say that a lot, but really, truly do bear with us.
Well, we are so excited. This is a dream that we didn't know
we had
true to some extent.
Until like a month ago.
Yeah, we're like, let's just do it. And then we've gone all in.
I think within like 2 weeks, we just went like manic and just got all the supplies and everything. And we planned our scripts and like our, I feel like she stayed up until like 2 a.m. every night just because she had to have all like the background music and like all the
intro,
colors.
Outro,
it had to be perfect.
Transitions.
I'm just chilling at my house. But yeah, welcome along. It'll be fun.
So welcome to Katy and Fani today with us. So thank you for our first episode. We are so excited.
Bye. See you next time.
Have a good day.